Hey people, what's going on? So I'm at the place where this all started, the Radio Cafe. Here I am with Doug Wesselman. We just got done signing some discs.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm headed to the post office after this. Curtis, I went ahead and opened your package. He wanted one signed by both of us.
Yeah. More coffee. No, go ahead.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. So we're getting our coffee on today.
No,
I'm sorry, I didn't get it wrong.
we're not paying you.
I didn't know it was recorded.
So anyway, Curtis, you'll be getting one signed by both me and Otis today, all right? And then, yeah, they're almost gone, so don't mess around, people, all right?
Yeah, Christmas gifts.
Seriously. Okay,
Get serious. This is it.
okay, people. Peace. Hello, everyone. Tuesday, right? The 14th of October. My cup is empty because I just got back from breakfast with Doug. But cheers, everyone. I'm adding, either I added it at the beginning or I'm adding it at the end, a little clip from our breakfast meeting this morning. But Doug got a hold of me after seeing one of my recent videos about whether or not I would see him, and so he said, "Well, heck, let's have breakfast and sign some more CDs." So, Curtis, I waited to mail yours so that I could get it signed by Otis. So you're getting a CD that is signed by both myself and Otis. I'm down to the last. This is so awesome, actually. I'm down to the last 20 or so discs. We signed a dozen of them. So the next orders, you can get a signed by both of us CD. And these are going like hotcakes. Every time someone sees it, they buy it. And as the word continues to get around that Doug and I have done this, people want the disc. It was so funny as we were leaving the Radio Cafe this morning, headed to our cars. Some young fella goes, "Hey, Dereck." I don't know who it is, and Doug had to chuckle because he said it happens to him all the time too. So get them while you can, people. It's exciting. Doug has already started writing folk song number 4. And I love it because he's not under any pressure. He follows inspiration like I do. But folk song number 4 has been started. And he told me what the subject matter is. I'll keep it to myself. But it's pretty cool. And there's just so many parallels in our lives as people. That the more that we talk, the more that we discover similar paths in life regarding spirituality and real life experiences and stuff. It's a good man. Feeling very blessed, folks. Okay, so let me go to the comments because I did want to respond to one comment in the video. Excuse me. Radio Cafe here in Omaha, been around for a long time. Their breakfasts are so good because the griddle is seasoned. And so I love the way that the eggs taste there. So hold on here now. Yes, I'm aware about the passing of Keith, who ran Optimal Music. Optimal Music is a label, I think, out of Europe. And years ago, he contacted me with the possibility of doing something, releasing some of my music, and then, of course, he hit a bump financially, and it never happened. He's passed away. But I had gotten the news. The news had gotten me. Also, another Vance Corritos, who is in the VC, shared with me yesterday through Messenger that Biosite. Haven't seen him for years, but he's an old original VC member, passed away. Rest in peace, by his side. He and I did talk besides the videos. We were in touch for a while. Sad when people pass. So I want to respond to some questions from William Welsh. So no, Connor wasn't at our show at Page Turner's. Connor is trying to be good because he can have a problem with alcohol. So he wasn't at the show. And have I ever played with Connor? I've asked to play with Connor, and he said yeah, but it never happens. Part of the reason why it hasn't happened is two things. Number one, I don't drink, so I don't hang around and hang out, which is how a lot of those things happen. Okay, I'm not there drinking and partying, which can lead to something. I don't drink. Number two, I've known of Connor since his very beginnings. I was at one of his very first shows when he was maybe 12 years old. I went to school with his dad. And I respect Connor's work, but stylistically, musically, it ain't my thing. And so it makes sense that he has not felt a need to call me to say, hey, you want to play on something, because it's not, that's not my thing. But I've said to him, I'd love to play with you at least once, just so I can say I played with him. The other thing I wanted to address to this question: what was the difference between your time music you played with Scudder and that later Scudder stuff that you were not really interested in? The thing is, almost from the beginning of my band history, I have been playing multiple genres, and I've been in multiple bands most of my adult life. And so it wasn't like I started one and did another. I've always been interested in all kinds of music, and I'm able to play a lot of music. My very first band, Restricted, we played everything from the Kinks to King Crimson, the Moody Blues, and in between. And so so Scudder was right in there, and before I was a member of Scudder, I was a part of a side project of Jeff Morris's called Brian Jones, named after the Rolling Stones guy. And that was back in the 80s, mostly original, but we also did punk stuff, like the Stranglers and stuff. But I played everything, stylistically, literally, from jazz to R&B to hip-hop to electronic to country, rock, hardcore punk, metal. I've played all styles, and there was no beginning or end. It's all blended because of my interest in music, which is apparently rather large. And it's also why I'm very pleased about being in the Hall of Fame so many times, because I've done so many different things, even though I'm still a nobody in the larger picture. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a moneymaker. That's how you become a name, is you make money. But I've done a lot of work and musical work for a long time. So that's the answer to that. It wasn't like one thing started after something else ended. I've always been playing all kinds of music all the time, which I'm very proud of. I'm not a one-trick pony. So Blake finally did make it by yesterday. He leaves for his cruise gig today, and I wished him well. He's a bundle of nerves. He really is like a son to me in that way. He just needed a little bit of time with Papa, yesterday. And I just wish him the well, because he's such a good player, but he's young and he's high strung, gets stressed out. But so it was good to wish him well, and hopefully the whole experience, the cruise experience, will be good for him. It has the potential to be. Musically, that reminds me, I pulled, because this ended up being, one thing led to another here. This is a local release from a few years ago, a split album by the band Pure Brown. I reviewed this when it came out, so you'll remember. Because on one side is the band Pure Brown, and on the other side is Mr. McMoney. And Blake is on the Mr. McMoney side of this album. And Jake, who has never been on my channel, but he's another friend, is on both sides on keyboards. So I endeavored to play this because I was thinking about trading it in. I'm going to keep it. It's all instrumental. These guys are inspired by bands like Fish and Moe and a little bit of Frank Zappa. So in other words, the guys can play, and some of the arrangements and heads are interesting. Kind of angular, but mostly it's kind of that jam band sort of feel with the guitars, like Widespread Panic, kind of the tradition of the Allman Brothers sort of thing, which I respect. And I went through a period when it was happening, when the Allman Brothers first appeared. It was like, yeah, this is real good. And I used to have Allman Brothers records, but like I say, stuff that ends up being really popular and played to death, it's like you get tired of it. So I'm going to keep that though, but that's a record to show you. What led to it was pulling this. Flora Purim Encounter, Brazilian vocalist. This is one of her albums that I bought and never connected with because I probably found it used, knew I didn't have it, and said I'll add it to the collection. So either yesterday or the day before, I listened to it all the way through for the first time. And unlike most of her other albums, this one is pretty spacey. And she has this vocalese sort of thing. She does scat and vocalese. Ursula Dudzak does similar things, and interestingly, Ursula Dudzak is also on this album along with her. If you can see the all-star cast of players on here, her husband Ayrto Ron Carter, Indugu Leon Chancellor, Raul de Souza, George Duke, Joe Henderson, Armeto Pascual, Alfonso Johnson. It's very good, but it's like, this is more spacey than hot cooking playing, which they can do. But the pure brown is right next to the Purim section on my shelves, which is how it got pulled. But I'm going to keep it. It is good. Now here's something I played yesterday, which was like, when this came out, there was some hype about this record in online in one of the music communities that I belong to. 25 Views of Worthing. The hype was that there's a Canterbury sound and that this was limited edition and really special, and you got 2020 and get in on it while you can get a copy. Generally speaking, I don't go for stuff like that. But this is one where I went ahead and I pre-ordered it, and it doesn't live up to the hype. Some of this is actually if I had been playing with these guys, I would have said, we have to do that again. That's too sloppy. But is there a Canterbury type of sound on here? Like the Mike Ratledge type of organ sound? Yeah. Horns? Yeah. Some interesting writing, but it also sounds like the album could have taken more time before releasing it. Some of this is kind of sloppy. But it's a keeper, but it's one where it's like, I remembered how I was slightly disappointed, and so I wanted to listen again to make sure. 25 Views of Worthing. Interestingly, when this happened and after I bought it, right after that, the same person, I can't remember their name, someone I don't know actually, but kind of felt a little bit like the person was a gaslighter. As soon as this one came out, he gets a hold of me again. Oh, this next one, you can't miss out on this one. I said, that's enough of you. You know what I mean? Hype. Maybe probably the the thing they were most interested in was making money and trying to accumulate a guaranteed sales base. I ain't part of that. Last thing I'll show is I showed this the other day, but I played this again yesterday. Fireblade Skies, Spiria X. If you don't know this album, this is awesome. It is not just the cover of Sign of DC. The whole album. It's got a spirit about it. Really good. Really good. So I'm not above doing what everybody else is doing, advertising and focused on the market. So I'm not above doing that. These are almost gone already, people. I just got these last Friday. 100. And I'm down to 20 copies. I'm down to 20 copies. You should own it, okay? Family. I know what's going on out there, so be strong. I love you all. Talk to you.